Welcome back to WION World is One. You're watching Speed News with me, Vidur Kathuria. Let's get started. Violent clashes erupted late on Sunday in the ultra-Orthodox city of Bnei Brak as police moved in to disperse protesters opposing military recruitment efforts. At least 22 people were arrested after demonstrators attacked officers, torched police motorcycles and damaged vehicles. The unrest escalated when police had to rescue two female Israeli soldiers who came under attack during a welfare visit that had not been coordinated with authorities. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu condemned the violence, blaming what he called an extremist minority for the attacks. Footage from the scene showed police rushing the soldiers away as thousands of ultra-Orthodox men chased and shouted at them. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he told US President Donald Trump that any potential deal with Iran must go beyond halting uranium enrichment and include dismantling Tehran's nuclear infrastructure. Speaking at the annual conference of presidents of major American Jewish organizations, Netanyahu voiced skepticism about the negotiations but insisted enriched material must leave Iran. Iranian Foreign Minister Sayyid Abbas Araghchi has arrived in Geneva for a second round of indirect talks with the United States. As both sides outlined sharply different visions for a potential deal, the meeting follows the first round in Oman's Muscat on 6th of February that both sides described as a good start but yielded no visible breakthrough. The high-stakes negotiations set for Tuesday highlight the fragile foundations of the renewed diplomatic push with Iran, signaling conditional flexibility on uranium enrichment and Washington weighing pressure alongside diplomacy. The U.S. military has released images of the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group sailing and flying in formation, underscoring preparations for possible sustained operations against Iran if President Donald Trump orders an attack. The Pentagon has reinforced its presence in West Asia, deploying an additional aircraft carrier, thousands of troops, fighter jets, and guided missile destroyers. Supporters of Cuba rallied outside the Cuban embassy to denounce a U.S. oil blockade they say has deepened economic hardships on the island. Organized by pro-Cuba solidarity groups, the peaceful demonstration featured flags, banners, chants, and cultural performances. Protesters condemned Washington's fuel restrictions as economic suffocation and urged the resumption of Mexican crude shipments and humanitarian aid. The Trump administration has labeled Cuba an unusual and extraordinary threat to U.S. national security, cutting off Venezuelan oil supplies. Trump warned Mexico and other nations of possible tariffs if they continue shipping fuel to Cuba. Russia's defense ministry said its forces have captured a village in Ukraine's southeastern Zaporizhia region as strikes left hundreds of buildings in Kyiv without power. Officials noted Russia now controls about three-quarters of Zaporizhia, where battle lines had remained largely static since 2022 until recent advances. Army Chief Valery Gerasimov visited frontline troops and claimed Kremlin forces seized a dozen villages in February despite harsh winter conditions. The announcement comes just days before US-mediated talks with Kyiv in Geneva aimed at ending nearly 4 years of war. Kim Jong-un presided over a ceremony in Pyongyang to inaugurate a new housing district for families of North Korean soldiers killed while fighting alongside Russian forces in Ukraine. This district is located on Sepiol Street in a Pyongyang suburb. State media images showed Kim, joined by his daughter Kim Joo-ae, cutting a ribbon, embracing attendees and handing out apartment documents. The event coincided with the 84th anniversary of the birth of Kim Jong-il, Kim's late father, a date celebrated annually in North Korea. Citizens from Canada and Britain will be able to visit China visa-free. The new policy takes effect on Tuesday and will remain in place until the end of the year. The new visa rule comes close on the heels of visits to China by Canadian and British Prime Ministers. China's Foreign Ministry said passport holders from Canada and Britain may stay in China for up to 30 days without a visa for business trips, sightseeing, visiting friends and family, or exchange purposes. Incidentally, Tuesday marks the start of the Lunar New Year or Spring Festival, China's biggest annual celebration. A large number of demonstrators gathered in Times Square to demand the release of former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan. The protest, organized by pro-Khan supporters, drew attention to growing concerns over his health, with participants noting that he has yet to be transferred to a hospital despite repeated calls for medical care. Myanmar's military junta has expelled East Timor's top representative from the country after Delhi launched a legal case accusing the generals of war crimes and crimes against humanity. The move makes East Timor the first ASEAN member state to take formal legal action against another. In a statement, Myanmar's authorities said the East Timorese envoy was summoned and given 1 week to leave. The junta described East Timor's reported appointment of a prosecutor to pursue the case as a great disappointment. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that India's recent trade agreements with the European Union and the United States were struck from a position of strength, designed to expand global market access for Indian manufacturing and services. His remarks, made in a written interview with the Press Trust of India, followed the first part of Parliament's budget session, where the opposition criticised the terms of the deal. Prime Minister Modi defended the agreements as part of a broader strategy to boost India's economic standing internationally. India's security forces have released photographs of 5 terrorists active in Jammu and Kashmir's Kathua district. Security agencies have appealed to the public to remain vigilant, adding that these terrorists are suspected to be hiding in the area. The security agencies have said that the identity of the informant will be kept confidential. Search operations and surveillance have been intensified in the area. Election Commission has suspended 7 West Bengal officials and directed Chief Secretary to initiate disciplinary proceedings against the officers. In a series of letters written to Chief Secretary Nandini Chakraborty, EC directed suspensions of 3 officers in Murshidabad, 2 in South 24 Parganas district and 1 in West Medinipur and Jalpaiguri. Suspension with immediate effect has been ordered for alleged serious misconduct, dereliction of duty and misuse of statutory powers in connections with the SIR. The northern Italian town of Ivrea erupted in its famous Battle of the Oranges, a centuries-old carnival that turns the streets into chaotic battlefield of flying citrus. Divided into neighborhood teams, townspeople on foot pelted oranges at rival groups representing the tyrant's armies, who ride through the city on horse-drawn carts. The spectacle reenacts the legend of Violetta, a miller's daughter who defied and killed the tyrant to escape his claim of the right of the first night. Her act of rebellion sparked an uprising that locals say still resonates today. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano has surged into a highly active phase, unleashing a series of short explosive eruptions. The bursts have sent towering fountains of molten rock shooting hundreds of feet into the air, marking one of the most dramatic episodes in the volcano's recent activity. Welcome back to WION World is One. This is Speed News. Let's continue. Oil prices traded flat Monday as investors awaited fresh nuclear talks between the United States and Iran, keeping markets cautious. Brent crude slipped slightly to around $67 a barrel. Prices found support from ongoing geopolitical tensions. Washington and Tehran are set to hold a second round of negotiations in Geneva this week, aiming to ease their long-running nuclear dispute. However, expectations for a breakthrough remain low, with both sides standing firm on key demands. Meanwhile, OPEC is leaning towards resuming output hikes from April after the 3-month pause, potentially increasing supply ahead of peak summer demand. Gold prices edged lower Monday as a firmer US dollar pressured bullion following a sharp rally in the previous session. Spot gold slipped 0.4% after climbing more than 2% on Friday. The dollar strengthened after softer than expected US inflation data boosted expectations for interest rate cuts from the Federal Reserve. January consumer prices rose less than forecast, increasing bets the Fed could begin cutting rates as early as July. Lower rates typically support non-yielding assets like gold. Markets are now pricing in roughly 75 basis points of easing this year. However, the stronger dollar made gold more expensive for overseas buyers, limiting gains. Other precious metals were mixed, with silver and platinum lower while palladium edged higher. Uber plans to expand its delivery business into 7 new European markets this year. The move targets the Czech Republic, Greece, Romania, Austria, Denmark, Finland, and Norway. The company aims to generate an additional $1 billion in gross bookings over the next 3 years. Push comes as tech platforms step up competition in Europe's multi-billion euro delivery market. Earlier this week, Uber also agreed to acquire the delivery arm of Turkey's Getir to strengthen its position in the country. India is set to host a major global artificial intelligence gathering starting today in New Delhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the India AI Impact Expo at Bharat Mandapam this evening. The 5-day event will run alongside the India AI Impact Summit, positioned as the first big global AI meet in the Global South. The program will focus on people, planet, and progress, pushing for inclusive and sustainable AI development. More than 300 exhibitors, 600 plus startups, and delegations from over 30 countries are expected to participate. India is planning a massive data city in Visakhapatnam to boost its artificial intelligence ambitions. Andhra Pradesh IT Minister Nara Lokesh says the project will power the country's digital and AI infrastructure at scale. The hub has attracted investment pledges worth $175 billion across 760 projects. Google is set to build its largest AI infrastructure facility outside the US in the city. The plan includes submarine cable landing, server manufacturing, cooling systems, and full data center ecosystems within a 100-kilometer radius. The US kept their slim hopes of qualifying for the Super 8 of the T20 World Cup alive with a 31-run win against Namibia in Group A. Batting first, US posted 199 for 4, relying on Sanjay Krishnamurthy's unbeaten 68 and captain Hunang Patel's 52. In reply, Namibia could only manage 168 for 6. Doreen Steenkamp top scored for them with a 39-ball 58. The US is now on 4 points after their 4 Group A matches, level on points with Pakistan, who have played a game less. Federica Brignone won her second Olympic gold of the Milan Cortina Games after storming to victory in the giant slalom. Having already won the Super G event, Brignone clocked a combined time of 2 minutes 13.5 seconds to become the first Italian woman skier to win gold in 2 events at the same Olympics. Brignone achieved the milestone less than a year after suffering a broken leg. However, it was another heartbreak for USA's Michaela Schifrin, who finished 11th. The star American skier now has only the slalom race to end her 8-year Olympic medal drought. India continued their dominance over Pakistan at the T20 World Cup as the reigning champions thrashed Pakistan by 61 runs in Colombo. Put into bat first, India rode on Ishan Kishan's 40-ball 77 to post 175 for 7, the highest score against Pakistan in T20 World Cups. In reply, Pakistan got off to the worst possible start and lost Saibzada Farhan off the 4th ball. Jasprit Bumrah then scabbed 2 wickets in the next over as Pakistan slipped to 38 for 4 inside 6 overs. It was always going to be a mountain to climb for the 2009 champions as they folded for 114 in 18 overs. India now boasts a 8-1 head-to-head record against Pakistan in T20 World Cups. West Indies continued their fine start to the T20 World Cup with a 3rd consecutive win. The 2-time champions beat Nepal in Mumbai to knock out their opponents and officially book their place in the Super 8. West Indies were brilliant with the ball after opting to field first. They restricted Nepal to 133 for 8, with Dipendra Airy's 58 going in vain. West Indies had no trouble chasing down that target. In fact, they did so in just 15.2 overs. Despite showing signs of encouragement, Nepal will now only play for pride when they take on Scotland in their final group game. In India, the Sunny Deol starrer continued to draw crowds after weeks of its release. Border 2 earned a staggering $56.4 million globally by its 4th week. The film has now officially attained the blockbuster status. It has become the highest-grossing Indian film of 2026. New releases: O Romeo and Tu Ya Main faced tough competition. Shahid Kapoor's romantic drama O Romeo managed to earn $4.04 million globally. The survival thriller Tu Ya Main struggled to find its footing. The movie, starring Shania Kapoor and Adarsh Gaurav, managed to earn just $321,000 from both domestic and international markets. In a historic moment for Indian cinema, the spy thriller Dhurandhar has officially become the longest trending Indian film on the popular ticketing platforms. It's been more than 3 months since the official theatrical release, yet the Ranveer Singh starrer has trended for a record-breaking 59 consecutive days, effectively shattering the previous benchmark set just months ago. The film has managed to beat the record of other Indian blockbusters such as Chhawa, Stree 2, Pushpa 2, The Rule and Jawan. Even in its 10th week, Dhurandhar continues to draw audiences to the theatres.